video was taken exactly 1 year ago today. It was my 27th birthday. I was at Burning Man, dressed as a space cowboy, learning how to ride a bicycle in 6-inch platform heels, having the time of my life. But what I was thinking about that whole week was how much I wish I would be exactly where I am today. So today is my 28th birthday and I am at home studying for my medical school exams, which I have next week. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Ashima and you are watching my channel, Aesthetic Academic. I started this channel because a few years ago, I got kicked out of university. So August 23rd, 2013, almost exactly 7 years ago, my position in my Bachelor of Science degree was terminated.
I'll be back.
And a few years after that, I managed to get accepted into a medical degree at the same university, which happens to be Australia's best university as well, to top it off. So I thought that was a really awesome 180 and a story of hope that was worth sharing. So subscribe to my channel if you want to come along for the journey. I make videos about my life and medical school, and also about how you can get into medical school yourself. So today's my 28th birthday and I am exactly where I want to be. I didn't know that you started watching all of those Scientology documentaries so that you could brainwash yourself. I'm at home studying for an exam I have coming up next week, which is on 24 weeks of content. So in first year medicine, you have 4 exams and this is the 3rd one. So home stretch now. But yeah, I've got to get a lot done in that time. So I'm a little bit nervous. This is the best I'm going to look in the whole video, just FYI. I do not wear makeup. I'm normally a gremlin when I'm studying, but I just thought I would try not to look ugly today because it is my birthday. I'm also making a rule for myself for this video. No negative self-talk. Because I started seeing a psychologist a few weeks ago and I was feeling pretty down about myself. And without even really realizing it, I'd fallen into a cycle of really negative self-talk. Like I was just saying really mean things to myself. Like, you know, why aren't you doing enough, or why aren't you good enough, etc, etc. My psychologist put it to me in a way that really helped me see what I was doing. And the way she put it was, you have to try to be your own coach. So do you think you're going to perform very well if you are just berating yourself in your room? Like, no, not going to do very well if you're just saying mean stuff to myself. And that's really true. So I'm only going to say nice things about myself. I'm not going to say anything mean, and we'll see how that goes. For my last exam, I got 57 out of 84, which is about a 67%. It's fine. It's not a terrible, terrible score, but it was below the class average. So I do want to try to improve it. So this is my new goal. I'm trying to get 75% on my new test. I have this stuck up on the wall behind my computer so I can see it and then try to aim for it so I have something to aim for. It's 12:20 now and I haven't started anything just yet, which is fine because it's my birthday and I deserve to have a relaxing morning, and I studied a lot last week and yesterday, so that's all okay. But I'm trying to get off studying early today because I've been normally studying till about 8 or 9 and I'd like to finish it around 4 or 5 instead today so I can have a relaxing evening. So I'm going to get stuck into it. A bit like shit about myself right now. I was just really distracted by the fact that it was my birthday like all day, and then I just didn't do any work. It's actually my fault because I do this every year. I think to myself, because I always have stuff due in late August, and I'll say, oh, I'll just do some work on my birthday and then relax after. I think I did maybe about 10 minutes of work yesterday, so now I'm feeling guilty because I told myself that I would do more. But if I just started out the day saying that I wasn't going to do it, then I probably would have been in a much better position today. So yeah, I just kind of moped around this morning. Now I'm eating a cinnamon bun, which I'm really excited about. In class the other day, we were learning about how cortisol increases your appetite, and it was just one of those things that just made sense. It's like, yep, it does, doesn't it? I think because I'm feeling in such a slump right now, I might watch something motivational on YouTube.
You know what's so funny? We want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. Somebody gave you a guarantee, 30-day guarantee. In 30 days, if you don't make what they told you you're gonna make, you got an attitude, you want your money back. You owe you an explanation. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you?
Why are you only giving yourself 50% today? What's wrong with you?
No more snacks, no more desserts, no more alcohol, no, we working out now. Now stop being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me, and I said I'm gonna grind. Get you. You gotta get this beast mode. You gotta embody beast mode.
This is something something I rediscovered the other day. It's this app called Self-Control because I have none. I had it on my old computer, but I just sort of forgot about it for a while. But you have a block list. So mine are Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, and you set a timer and then you click start. And then once you click start and this is on, you can't edit it. You can uninstall the app, you can do whatever, but the block list will still be there to see how behind I am on my flashcards. Yeah, not great. Like I'll be able to get through very quickly in probably like half an hour. This will take me, I don't think I'll be able to finish this today, but all of these I'll be able to finish today, and then I'll move on to some other work. But I'm gonna get started now. The running joke in our house is that Willie is actually a gerbil and got scammed and accidentally bought a gerbil because she just behaves like such a little criminal rodent. It's so funny. Willie! Willie, come back! Oh, Willie! So during semester 1, for my last test, when I was using my flashcards, I was just kind of just getting through them and I got a worse result. But where I think I went wrong is that I wasn't making sure that I understood what I was learning while I was doing the cards. So now when I'm doing them, and it takes me ages because I'll stop and be like, wait, do I actually understand how I got to the right answer? And if I don't, then I go and study it at the time. A big struggle for me at the moment has been coming to terms with the fact that my best right now, it's not very good. I mean, wait, shit. I was supposed to not say anything bad about myself. But I can. My standards are lower right now than my self-esteem was when I was top of the class by weight and hadn't yet discovered what a razor blade was. My primary way of studying during undergrad was watching and rewatching my lectures, which I still do, but there's like less time for me to do that. So I'm just trying to be smarter with my rewatches, trying to only rewatch the content that I think I'll get the most out of when I rewatch it. I've been trying to make my learning as fun for myself as possible. So because I know I learn auditorily, that I wanted to sign up to like a med streaming service because there's plenty of those around. And one that I signed up to like treat myself was KenHub, if anyone's been there. I got it mostly to watch the videos because, yeah, that's how I learn the best. I'm having some major issues in my life right now and I just need to vent about them. But my dogs are just too cute and it is making it really hard for me to get out of bed in the morning. I roll over, I snooze my alarm, and then I look at them and then they're like two little fluffy angels just laying next to me. And then I'm like, oh, I can get out of bed and sit on my chair for the next 8 hours, or I could just cuddle my dogs in bed for a little bit longer. And then before I know it, it's like 10:30 and I'm still in bed and they don't have jobs. They get fed. They don't have anything to worry about. My day yesterday, I perceived to be unsuccessful when I got to the end of it. But I think I need to recalibrate what I consider a productive day or not. Because I considered it unproductive because I got to the end of the day and I hadn't completed everything on my very ambitious list of things I had to do. But I also wasn't like procrastinating. I wasn't on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. So I did try my best. So I think I need to start just accepting that if I work consistently that day and with minimal procrastination, then that's a good day, instead of like getting really annoyed at myself for not completing anything on my ridiculously long list, which I don't know how I keep making the same mistakes, but here we are. I got the funniest email yesterday. Dear Gmail, we would like to provide you with some feedback on your most recent remotely invigilated situational judgment test. Your monitoring file was flagged by the exemplified system and reviewed by the assessment team. It appeared that you had a dog present in your environment, and although this did not appear to distract you from the SJT, we would encourage you to try to ensure that your test environment for your forthcoming cat is as distraction-free as possible. I just love the idea of someone like invigilating my exam, looking for Daisy. Like they would have had to watch the whole thing to make sure that I didn't like send a little note off on Daisy's collar so someone could give me the answer.
When you do that to any woman, what Mr. Yoho did was give permission to other men to do that to his daughters. He gave, in using that language in front of the press, he gave permission to use that language against his wife, his daughters, women in his community. And I am here to stand up to say that is not acceptable.
Now for some medicine. So I've spent a lot of time revising gastrointestinal block the last few days because it was probably the least well taught in terms of it was like in the peak of the COVID transition. So I feel like I just didn't really know what was going on in that block. But now I feel relatively confident about it. I'm going to revise renal, rest, and cardiac today. I know a few blocks, but I'm going to they're the ones that should be on it the least. You myself. So I'm going to spend as much time going through them as I can, and then I can spend the last 3 days revising endocrine, metabolism and locomotor, which is what most of the exam will be about. Yeah, like my flashcards are slowly going down. I think I'm just going to not fixate on them as much as I was before, and I'll just try my best because I want to do some other studying as well. I'd say I've had a pretty productive day today. I've been able to work basically non-stop, which is like a rarity for me at the moment, but I still don't feel like I've gotten enough done. It's a pretty foreign feeling from undergrad, because in undergrad I would put in effort and then I would always feel prepared, but I feel like I've been putting in effort but I still don't feel prepared. I tried to go through my previous blocks today and I went through cardiac, which I haven't really revised properly since the start of the year, and that felt reasonably successful. And then I looked at a bit of respiratory, but yeah, it's just locomotor. Every time I look at it, like I feel like I'm getting it, and then like I look at it like the next day and I'm getting all the questions wrong. Adductor mini-me? These numbers are a lot less scary than they were the other day. The mistake I made when I was making my musculoskeletal cards is that I kept adding to the deck and then not doing them. I was procrastinating them. I was like, oh, I'll add them now and then I'll do them later. Like I'll start doing them on the weekend. And that was just a really bad way to do it because then they piled up so quickly. Now that I've started adding stuff to my neuro block, which is now, I'm not going to add any more until I've completed these, because then I might have a repeat of whatever happened here. And that was really depressing. It sort of put me off Anki. I'm getting pretty hungry, so I'm going to go and have dinner and probably call it a night. If there are any Japanese people watching, I suggest you avert your gaze because James and I tried to make sushi for the first time. And I know it looks like we're butchering it, which we are, but it actually turned out a lot better than I was anticipating, and it was a lot easier to make than I thought as well. We cheated and bought some rice flavoring from a Japanese pantry, which came as a powder that you just add to rice from a rice cooker. All in all, it took like 25 minutes to cook. We just stuffed them with avocado and some chicken satay skewers. In a COVID highlight for the week, they also fit perfectly into the glass Tupperware that we own. So I'm going to count that as a win. I'm doing an endocrine and metabolism quiz that one of our teachers posted, and this is what majority of the exam is going to be on. So let's watch me kill it. I don't really know what that is. I'm so bad at histology. Moment of truth. Oh, that's actually reasonably good. 11 out of 16. Normally when I do these quizzes, like even in undergrad, a few days before the exam, I would always be getting like 50% or a little bit less. I think it's like the final few days of study that really like crams it into my brain for me. So that is actually reassuring to see that I didn't completely botch this. So I'm happy. I just got back from my fortnightly / tri-weekly run. I think on a normal day right now, I'm averaging about 50 to 250 steps. I'm basically not moving from my computer at all. So I did 3.28 kilometers today in 30 minutes, and that is 3.2 kilometers more than I've done every other day. So I am proud of myself for doing something. I want to go lock my phone in my car, but I am in a dressing gown. So I'm just checking if the coast is clear. Oh, there's actually a lot of people around. I feel really happy. I think it's just knowing that I'm so close to this exam being done is making me feel really good. And then just 2 more blocks of school and then I'm done for the year. So I left my phone in the car and I blocked Facebook and YouTube and all my distraction websites from my computer, but I have WhatsApp on here, and then I also have iMessage. So if I want to talk to my boyfriend like on a lunch break, then I can still call him, but I can't just mindlessly scroll through the oblivion. I have to make this quick because it's now only T-minus 23 hours. My normal exam time routine, which is get up early, go to the gym, and then go straight to the library, just isn't there at the moment. So I'm just accepting that my 100% right now is my normal 50%, and that's fine. That's just me right now. It just is what it is. I'm going to be studying and learning for exams for the next, 4 years to 10 years onward. So I think learning how to be calm and collected is vital. If that's all I get out of this exam, then that's fine by me. And I think that's a really worthwhile skill for me to have learnt and nurtured. I'm starting to get why pathologists name so much stuff after food, because I'm looking at this and all I see is caramel. And this is a brain. So it is judgment day, and this morning it's just occurred to me all of the topics that I haven't glanced over yet, which is all of the antibiotic stuff that we learned in first semester. I haven't looked at it since first semester, so definitely probably should have made time for that, but I just ran out of time. It's not really helpful for me to think about that right now, I don't think. It took me ages to fall asleep last night again, unfortunately. I think I was probably laying in bed for like 2 hours, so that was kind of annoying. I don't know if I'm allowed to do the exam in my dressing gown because we aren't allowed to go to class in dressing gowns, fair enough. I wouldn't want to accidentally flash someone, but I don't know about the exam. They've not said either way about the exam, so I'm just going to roll with it and assume that we can. I think it's just one of those things where it's just so much content that I don't think that I would ever really feel prepared for it. Like, to me, prepared is knowing every aspect of something back to front, and there is simply not enough time to make sure you have revised everything back to front. I think that's probably just the med school experience. What I miss the most about studying at the library is starting and ending the day on a clean desk, because left to my own devices, that just doesn't happen. I've been really enjoying writing affirmations lately. I find handwriting really soothing, and so writing a few nice things about myself makes me feel soothed and also makes me feel confident, which I need every help doing right now. So the exam was really challenging, but I mean, it's a med school exam, so I don't think it was ever going to be easy. It was divided into 2 parts. So we had part 1 and then a break and then part 2. And part 1 was actually quite reasonable. There's an option to flag questions that you don't understand or you want to come back to later. And I was probably flagging like 1 out of 5 questions, so like not too many. So then we finished part 1, I was feeling really good and I went on a run. And then we came back and did part 2, and in that one I was flagging like almost every second question. So yeah, it was definitely significantly harder than the first part. I really hope that I made my goal of getting 75, but yeah, I'm not sure if I would have made it, but that's fine because I tried my best. I know that a lot of you guys watching are prospective medical students, so I hope this helped you to see how imperfect medical students are. You don't have to be a perfect student to get into medical school. You just have to be willing to try your best most days and know when to take a break. Learn to reward yourself, because you're going to be studying for a long time, and if you're not enjoying it, then this really isn't the career for you. So you need to think about ways that you can make it enjoyable for yourself. So once I get out of this bath, I am going to go straight back into the study and do some more work for my class tomorrow, which I know nothing about. One thing I'm really proud of myself for this whole exam period was that I did a really good job not letting myself get stressed. I read Becoming by Michelle Obama. In it, Michelle's talking about how Barack doesn't bring his work home with him when he comes home, and that he doesn't stress about it at home. I was like, holy fuck, if the president of the United States can just turn his work brain off when he gets home from work, I sure as hell can just decide not to be stressed about it. That seems in the realm of possibility. And once I decided that, I just wasn't stressed anymore. It was super weird. I'm happy. I'm very proud of myself. I feel invigorated, looking forward to tackling the rest of the semester because I feel like I have a kind of a good rhythm now. And your rhythm is all gone because it's taken you 2 days to edit this video because you still speak like a teenager and there was 1,000 ums and likes to edit out. Not to mention that neuroscience block is really fucking you in the ass right now. I cannot deal with how luxurious this is. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, it would be great if you could like, comment, or subscribe, as it would be really helpful to me. And thank you for your time.